Hi everyone, welcome to Border Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, you're not, and certainly this bloke isn't. This is Struth from 1AR, our mighty commander. I did a video of 2AR, I thought I better do one with 1AR as well. This one's Struth, the commander of 1AR, running around in the FV4202. This is going to be a double shot video of Tier 8 premium action, starting with the British Tier 8 medium tank, the FV4202, which was a new premium that was gifted to people who already owned the Centurion Action X when that came out, I think, from memory, and every now and then it comes up for sale in the premium shop. Struth lucky enough to be top tier in this battle on steps, just the 3 tier 8s on each side with the new matchmaker and patch. This is from the current patch 19.1. He gets a shot into the VK, does get lit, looks like artillery was supporting him as well. Stunned that VK, he's looking at that Edelweiss. I know he likes to think, he's going to think, your beauty, I'd love to get rid of that little cartoon tank, but not yet. Want to get rid of that OI first. Put a couple of shots into the tier 6s. Looks like the Edelweiss is running ragged with the T71 and the Rudy. T71 running away now, possibly on the reload. Struth auto aims on the Edelweiss, gets a shot into him before the E25 picks up the kill. Looks like the E25 is doing a bit of boosting over there, up on that hill. Struth puts another shot into the AMX 12T. 1-all is the score. He's already picked up 912 hit points of damage. And have a look at this, see if he can land this one. Doesn't look like he did. He just went unspotted as he fired the shell, so we don't know how much he missed that one by. 1-2's the score. They're only down by 1 tank, but one of the tier 8s on the enemy side have gone down, which is a bonus. There's Struth from 1AR showing some good map awareness now. You can see on the mini-map all these tanks that have been spotted on the western flank, so he doesn't want to go YOLOing in. Needs to be wary of enemy artillery though. There is a, what is it, it's tier 7 arty, and of course if it hits the back of that British medium tank, there's not much armour on the back deck behind the turret at all, and it'll certainly be painful. But he needs to get into this forward position to keep these tanks lit, and also to get rid of a few. His team in a little bit of trouble now. 1-4, that shot goes a little bit low. Looking for the cupola on the VK, gets a nice shot for 236 damage, bounces a return shot before the T71 picks up the kill. Now I don't want to give too much away, but there's plenty of kill stealing in this replay from his teammates. He puts a shot into the OI, takes him down to 452. He certainly doesn't want to get turped by the tier 6 Japanese heavy tank, but he's not going to be scared to shoot him though. He's just chipping away at him, making sure that he knows the OI is going to take a while to aim, but he does get his gunner killed there. Wants to fix him quick, smart. Not before he gets rid of the OI. That's his first kill. He's on 1842 hit points of damage. Got to fix that gunner, Struthy. 4-7's the score. He's got to put his carry pants on here if he wants to turn this one into a win. He bounces the T3485M. That's that premium tank that Wargaming gave everyone for doing those ridiculously easy missions not so long ago. Bounces the T25-2, decides the T25-2 is the one to go for first. It's probably got the more dangerous gun. His gunner's still dead, but at this range it doesn't really matter. Bounces a shot from another T25-2, puts a shell into the T34M, and of course the 18-7 picks up the kill. Auto aims on the T25-2, the second T25-2. 6-10's the score. He's certainly got his carry pants on. Needs to fix that gunner. That's his second kill of the game. 2,700 hit points of damage, 1,900 damage blocked. He's got to be in the contention for a steel wall with that, that's for sure. Having a look at the mini-map, all the other enemy tanks that have been spotted are on this western flank, and it looks like they're going for, they're getting near his cap. Lorraine 15.5, 50, the tier 7 French artillery, doing the right thing and running away. And at this stage I'm thinking, geez, normally when Struthy sends me a replay, sometimes it can be a little bit dodgy, but this one's not looking too bad at all. 2,700 damage done, 1,900 damage blocked, a little bit of assisted damage, 631. You're still on, he's on 585 hit points, but there's not many tanks that can really take too much of that away, unless he gets dirt by the KV2, or gets a couple of good shots from the low. Should be pretty good. He's sitting here using these rocks as cover. Still hasn't fixed his gunner, which I'd be concerned about. Puts a shot in the direction of that T-34-85M. Looks like the Type 62 has taken care of artillery, which Struth will be pretty happy with. But the Type 62 gets done by that SU-101 right back here on the red line, up in that little sort of a mini boost position, if you like. So artillery out of the game on the enemy side, and look, Struth's artillery, well, the artillery on Struthy's side clearly aiming towards his T-35-85, and the LTG, the new Tier 7. Is it German? I don't know. No, the Spic's German. It must be Russian. Anyway, flies towards the Spic. Even with a dead gunner, he manages to hit him. Takes him down to 323. Now that Spic's got a 3-shot autoloader, which could quite comfortably put some damage into Struth. But the Ferdinand kills the Tier 7 autoloading light tank. Got a shot from behind the T-34-85M, the premium tank, and now he's going to go. He wants to help this Ferdinand. He wants that big 30 gun to be still in the game. Gee, this is where he needs his gunner to be alive. Puts a shell into the LTG before the AT7 cleans him up. Now looking towards the T-34-85M. There's 2 of them left on the enemy side, as well as the SU-101, the low, who hasn't been seen for some time, last spotted at G1. Struthy moving forward now. Looks like the low's right in the middle. Ferdinand picks up the kill on the Tier 6 medium tank. That low is on 1,074 hit points. Struth with his dead gunner moves forward, tries to get vision on that low for his artillery, and the AT7 just picked up 274 assisted damage on the low. So even though it wasn't spotted, he's the tank closest to it, so he's the tank that's going to pick up the assisted damage, if you like, if it's from artillery. Artillery being shot now, very likely from that T-34-85M. Struth getting up into this little mound. As I'm watching this, I'm moving my mouse around to try and look around to sort of see, try and help him. Not really helping. You'd think he would have the vision on both that T-34-85M and the low. Low spotted down there in that little trench that goes all the way through the guts of steps. Aims towards the T-35. T-35-85M, gee, it's hard for me to say sometimes, that tank. He's on 2 kills, 3,375 hit points of damage. Looks like Artie just shot and stunned the Tier 6 medium tank. And in this position, you'd put money on it that he'd spot that low before he got lit. Sixth Sense doesn't go off. Looks like the low's shooting towards somebody else. Struth takes him down to 67 hit points. He does get spotted though. KV2 not in a position to shoot him. And looks like the low might be aiming towards Struthy in his FV4202. The Lorraine 42. The Lorraine 15550 picks up the kill on the low, getting rid of the second last Tier 8 tank on the enemy side, that SU-101. Last spotted right back in that corner, and you'd have to think if his gunner was alive, he might have landed that shot. It was not much to aim at, but of course he's clearly caught up in the heat of the action. 12 all the score now. He needs to just maintain vision on these tanks so artillery can start chipping away. Looks like the SU-101 is decide to play properly now, get off that sniping position back at A2, A3. AT7 still got 1,023 hit points, which is handy. It does have a decent amount of armour for a tank destroyer at Tier 7. Struthy looking towards the T-34-85. That should be a nice shot into the SU-101. Takes him down to 267 hit points. Gets spotted, so he pulls back. Of course, that KV2 in the middle, still not in a position where he can hurt Struth, but T-34 and the SU will certainly be looking his way. There's the SU is behind the mound. KV2 gets stunned, but KV2 not in a position for Struth to shoot him. AT7 finally goes down to that SU. Now this should be a nice one. Takes him down to 6 hit points. course, he gets spotted, and now that KV2 will most certainly be aiming Struth's way. The only two tanks left on Struth's side is himself in the FV4202, the Tier 8 Premium British Medium tank, and at Lorraine 155, who's just picked up the kill on the KV2. The SU-101 kills the artillery, so it's 1 versus 2 now. Struth versus the SU-101, who I think is a one-shot. I think he's on about 200 hit points. Got APCR loaded, average damage 230 for 258 pen. Penetration shouldn't be an issue with either of these tanks. Just needs to outmaneuver him, just, I don't know, how would you say? He just needs to maybe trick him into going a different way and flank him. He's on 401 health. Now the SU-101 will certainly put a dent in that 401 health. I'd imagine the T-3485M would probably do 120, 130 damage a shot. So he could afford to take 2 or 3 hits from the T-3485M. Obviously he doesn't want to, with 401 hit points up his sleeve. Moving back, trying to put a bit of distance between himself and these other two tanks, because you'd imagine that you'd think the FV4202 would have better view range than either of them, the Russian TD or the Russian medium. Moving back up here, he's still got 3.5 minutes on the clock, so he can take his time, maybe force them to try and cap, or come at him from a totally different angle. Of course, the FV4202 did get a little bit of love 1 or 2 patches ago. I think they made it just a little bit quicker, and I think they made the turret a little bit more bouncy, either by giving it a whisker more armour or a little bit more angle. And I believe next patch 9.20, it's going to get another armour buff, as well as the other British mediums and heavy tanks. Nothing spotted at the moment. Is he going to go for a cheeky cap here? The SU-101's not the slowest TD in the world. He could certainly get back in time to reset if Struth does get on the cap. I don't think he's going for the cap. I think he's going to go try and outflank T-3485M down here, where he was last seen. Now the T-3485M might be coming back. Struth wouldn't mind that. He'd like to have a bit of a duel there. Now he knows his gunner's dead. I don't know why he doesn't fix it. Oh, that's a fire extinguisher. That's why. For some reason I thought that was a med kit. Yeah, I know. It's early. It's early when I'm recording these videos. I normally do them in the mornings. He's gone for a large and a small repair kit. Large repair kit, of course, it's got that passive bonus, if you like, for it makes the tracks get fixed quicker. It makes anything that gets damaged makes it get quicker. Now with that 2-minute siren, the enemy team have clearly thought, well, we may as well try and cap this out. Once the 2-minute siren goes, you do have time to cap it with 1 player, but you think with 1 on the cap, you'd imagine that the other guy would probably cap as well. And coming from this angle, you'd think that they would expect him to come from the west, because that's where he was last seen. So maybe that's where their guns are aiming. I'm sure that's what Struth is thinking. He's a bit of a strategist at times. Moves into these bushes. Just the T-3485 on the cap. Gets the reset. Takes him down to 368 damage. He does get lit, but it's going to take him 2 more shots to get rid of the little Tier 6. Takes him down to a 1-shot, but he knows if he pokes again, he just copped the shot. 232 damage from the SU-101. So 1 more shot from the SU-101 and he will be dead. It's as simple as that. 30 seconds to go. What can he do? Looking towards the T-3485M. Bounces the shot for 250 from the SU-101. That would have been dead if it had have penetrated, and now it looks like my old mate Struth from 1AR, the mighty commander, is conceding a draw with 10 seconds to go. the SU-101. He's had a pretty good game on 4 kills by the looks of it as well. And just not much left to do. Not enough hit points up his sleeve to try and brawl with those tanks. Not the best result in the world. Not the result we're hoping for on steps for the FV4202. But he certainly had a pretty good game. He picked himself up an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge for that little performance. The Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, and the Shellproof Medal for bouncing all those shots. Confederate for hitting more enemy tanks than anyone else. I counted these earlier. That's 14 out of the 15 enemy tanks that he got. I think the only one that he didn't get was the artillery. Steel Wall for all the most bounce shots, and of course the high caliber medal. Not a bad result at all when you look at that result. 4,558 hit points of damage, 2 kills, 935 base experience, 29 shots fired, 23 hit, 20 went through. So only missed 6 shots with a dead gunner. That's not too bad at all. Credit to the T-3485. He did nowhere near as much damage as Struth, but he still topped the score charts on his team and the SU-101. But plenty of passengers on Struth's side. He did more than he probably would have been expected, more than I'd be able to do anyway, and still made a tidy profit with 94,000 credits with a premium account. Of course, it's a premium tank as well, and it's a tank that we don't mind. It's a tank I haven't played for some time. I've probably played less than 10 games in it, and look, it looks like a lot of fun. It's a kind of I don't know, the kind of tank I like playing. For some reason, I haven't really played it too much. I think I've been grinding more. Here's another Tier 8 premium tank. This one driven by MARVinis. MARVinis, I don't know what clan I know him from. He's clearly not in a clan in this replay, but is driving one of my favourite Tier 8 premium tanks. If I'm grinding credits, this is one of my go-to tanks. You see he's got 2 marks of excellence on the AMX M4 Libetre. That's the one with all the tricolour on it. That's what the French flag's known as, the tricolour. And is on Arctic region. And he's going to the north. He's storming the north on Arctic region in the AMX M4 Libetre. The AMX M4 has a 100mm gun, 300 average damage, 232 penetration with standards, 263 with APCR, which is premium ammunition in this tank. No artillery, so he's quite happy to go wide in this little corner. Looking around at see who he can shoot at. Only 4 tier 9s, 5 tier 9s on each team. 3 of them are tank destroyers on both. So he's probably confident that he's not going to come up against a tier 9 up here. He's getting into an interesting position. Looking for shots on those tanks that are down there. Fires clutch and misses. Tipping he would have been lit. He does. The 6th sense does go off. Gets himself into a little bit of a hull down position. And this is not a bad little position for the AMX M4 Gets a shot into the T49. Bounced the T49 for 240 damage, which tells me T49's not running the derp gun. 1390 on the other side of the map has been killed, as has the T54 lightweight. On MARVinis' team, takes the Lorraine down to 35 hit points. Now the reason this is one of my go-to tanks, it's got, even though it's a French heavy tank, French tanks aren't known for their armour, it does have a good amount of armour. You can block all kinds of things frontally, as long as they don't get to your sides. Bounces a shot from Lorraine, cops 224 damage from the T49, but he does manage 278 damage into the Centurion 1 as the Centurion 1 was crossing the Tier 8 British medium tank. 1-2's the score. Looks like the IS-3 is considering a push on our mate MARVinis. It is Libetre. His gun gets damage, but he quick tap of the 4 key fixes that. 1-4 is the score. 3-2 now as 2. The Lorraine 40T and the Super Pershing gets taken out. Super Pershing on the other side of the map gets taken out by the T30, who's doing it all by himself. On the eastern flank, looks like everyone's up here in the northwest. A lot of tanks in the middle. That Tiger 2 in a very interesting position in that little ditch in the central part of Arctic region. The T30 picks up his 2nd kill, getting rid of the IS-3 at Tier 8. And MARVinis in a very interesting position for a heavy. Bounces the IS-3 from a very interesting angle. Another IS-3 gets killed on the enemy side. There's 3 of them on the enemy side. There was, now there's only 1. That T30 having a ripper. He's on 3 kills, but he has gone down. And that's evened it up, 5 apiece. MARVinis in here, he's on 1221 damage. He's blocked 2810. Make that 3040. That's what I'm talking about. The good armour, the good French armour. You don't hear that in conversation very often. Centurion 1 looks like he's switching to high explosive to try and do some damage to this French tier 8 premium heavy tank. The IS very kindly shows his side again. Stays angled well, bounces the shot from the IS-3 very nicely. Now he's going to beat him on the reload, that's for sure. Needs to back up a bit. There he goes, picks up his first kill of the game, gets rid of the tier 8 Russian heavy tank, and now he doesn't have to worry about his left flank. 6-5's the score. He's bouncing shots like a champion, up to 3900 damage blocked, and now the tier 9 tank destroyers are coming to play. You can see the Fock and the Waffenträger Ralph Panzer IV on MARVinis' left. The Waffenträger goes down to the Strutzwagen 103-0, and he's looking towards that T49, that pesky little tier 9 American light tank. That should do it. No, he just backs up. That was the Centurion. Looks like WZ 132A, the tier 9 Chinese light tank, trying to give the Centurion a run for his money. And MARVinis saying, hold my beer, I got this. Time to move forward. Get rid of that Centurion for a start. That's 2 kills to MARVinis. 1935 damage done. 4,130 damage blocked. Nothing wrong with that. That Fox been taken out by the Strutzwagen. And all that leaves on this northern flank is a T49. Looking at the minimap, that Tiger 2 somehow survived being out here in this ditch for so long, and is encroaching on the enemy base, looking to flush out those campers. The T95 and the Scorpion G have pushed down the southeast. T32 and the VK100-01P on the eastern flank as well. Only the T49 left on this northern flank. And does he have shots? He doesn't. Is he going to stuff around with this T49 or leave it for the T44 and the WZ? Wants to turn this game into a win. The Object 416 camping like an absolute champion down here in the south, trying to keep vision on this Scorpion G and the T95, and the Rheinmetall Borsi Waffenträger picks up the kill on the premium German TD. MARVinis has a quick look behind him towards the T49, but the T49, you would imagine, has got his hands full with the Chinese tier 9 light tank, the WZ132A. It goes down into this little ditch. Just wants to make sure the T49 doesn't put any more snipey shots into him, because 2 more shots from that T49 will very likely be it. As he's looking back, he sees the mutts. He thinks, oh, I better do the right thing. Turn him back over. Very, very nicely done. MARVinis. See, whenever I try and do that, it's all I do is damage the poor prick and send him back to the garage. But doing the right thing for his old mate Rommel. I wonder if it's the real Rommel. Hard to say. 11-7's the score. Been a little bit of a quiet period in this battle. 1935 damage done. 4,130 damage blocked. 700 assisted damage as he starts moving towards the enemy base. It looks like the T95's turned around and gone back. He has. VK100-01P probably gone back as well. So this is this northeastern part of the maps where all the action's going to be. Tiger 2 finally gets killed by the Scorpion G, the premium tier 8 German tank destroyer. As MARVinis looks around, there's only 1 tier 9 left on the enemy side, and it's the T95 who's just been spotted over here at E0. 11-8, they haven't won this yet. They are up by a few tanks, but they haven't won it yet. MARVinis wants to confirm this win and turn this into an epic replay that he can send to stewiejp at Get On Board Studios in sunny Melbourne. The sun looks like it's just come out. It might be nearly time to take the puppy for a walk, but not before MARVinis, with his 2 marks of excellence, keeps moving forward, puts a beautiful shot into the Scorpion G, takes him down to 143 hit points, bounces the return shot. Somebody shoots a WZ132. MARVinis would love to get rid of that Scorpion G, and then he can continue to storm the north on Arctic region. Waiting for the Scorpion G to poke. He's going to be waiting a long time, I think. Takes a bit of a look round. He's not going to do it. He's going to have to. Somebody's going to have to cop a shot. Oh, there he is again. Thank you very much. Kill number 3, says MARVinis. Brings his damage count up to 2350. 4620. Damage blocked. Just 3 enemy tanks remaining. The T95. Tough as a walnut, the old T95, especially frontally. But when you've got the side, will that shot land? No. Didn't have much to aim at though, to be fair. The VK100-01P on his right is on very low health, and he gets taken out by the Strutzwagen 103-0 towards the T32. Cops a shell from the Tier 8 American heavy tank for 316 damage, and he continues to storm the north. Because all these snipers, they're not going to be moving too far forward, and Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger, why would he? Coming around to keep vision on these last 2 remaining tanks, the T95 Tier 9 Doom Turtle, as well as that T32, in a pretty good hold down position, so he's going to be a little bit hard to crack. The T95 is just fine. Does have a long reload. T32 damages Marvin's tracks. He should beat him. He does. Picks up the kill, and now, as always, it's a shit fight to try and get that last kill. And MARVinis in the end carried it well with 4 kills and a shitload of damage. Only a first class, but somehow he lived, and that's how he described the replay on WorldofTanksReplays.com. It's a first class mastery badge. Hand of God for surviving all those different shots. The Duelist, Fighter, 5 for effect and shell-proof medal. Spartan for surviving where a ricochet or non-penetrating shot would yield less than 10%. And of course the Steel Wall. Yeah, that was unheard of in a French tank not so long ago. But he topped the score charts with 1117 base experience, 2,632 damage for his 4 kills, 5,260 damage blocked in the end, and that greatly contributed to his top score. He made 32,000 credits with a standard account, and had an absolute ripper in that 10-minute game on Arctic region, storming the North. Thanks very much for the replay, fellas. Struth and MARVinis. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and see you all next time.